This is Radio Nepal. I'm Kaushal Khimire with the news, the headlines first. Nomination of candidacies for National Assembly election being filed today. Ruling coalition allocates seats for coalition members for the election. Nepal and India agree on 8 various topics to strengthen power transmission system. And U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken says Palestinians must not be pressured into leaving Gaza and must be allowed to return to their homes once conditions allow. Now the news in detail. Nomination of candidacies is being registered today for the election to be held on the January 25 for the 19 vacant post of National Assembly members. The nomination papers of the candidates will be registered in the offices of the returning officers established in all 7 provinces from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. today. Election Commission spokesperson Salikram Sharma Pauril informed that all preparations and work responsibilities to be done on behalf of the Commission had been completed before the registration of candidature nominations. Meanwhile, the Election Commission yesterday released the final list of voters for the upcoming National Assembly election. The list includes 549 voters from the 7 provincial assemblies and 1,498 voters from the local levels, which include chiefs and deputy chiefs of metropolitan cities, sub-metropolitan cities, municipalities, and rural municipalities. Each vote from the provincial assembly members carries a weight of 53 votes. Similarly, a vote from the local level carries weightage of 19 votes. This results in a total vote weightage of 29,097 from the province assembly members and 28,462 from the local levels. The ruling coalition partners yesterday reached an agreement on allocation of seats for National Assembly's upcoming election. Nepali Congress leader Ramesh Lekhak said a meeting of the coalition partners held at Prime Minister's official residence in Balwatar yesterday morning agreed on common candidacies for the upper house election. As per the agreement, the Nepali Congress will have 10 candidates, followed by 6 from the CPN Maoist Centre, 2 from the CPN Unified Socialist, and 1 from the Janta Samajwadi Party. The nomination for the remaining 1 seat will be made by the President on the recommendation of the Council of Ministers. Meanwhile, the CPN Maoist Centre has finalized the candidates for the National Assembly's upcoming elections. Party Secretary Devendra Pauril said a meeting of the party office bearers convened at the Prime Minister's official residence in Balwatar yesterday picked 6 candidates for the upcoming election of the upper house. Likewise, the major opposition party, CPN-UML, has also finalized the candidates for the upcoming National Assembly election. It has picked candidates for all 19 seats. The names of the candidates to vie for the upper house election were made public yesterday itself. Similarly, the Janta Samajwadi Party has picked Pooja Chowdhury as the candidate for the National Assembly elections. Nepal and India have held important discussions and agreed on 8 various topics on energy sector. The 11th meeting of the Nepal-India Energy Secretary-level Joint Steering Committee that concluded in Chitwan yesterday agreed on specially the topic of strengthening the electricity transmission system. Navin Raj Singh, who is the Joint Secretary at the Ministry of Energy, Water Resources and Irrigation, said the meeting discussed various agenda prepared by the Joint Secretary-level Joint Task Force. Earlier, the 11th meeting of the Nepal-India Energy Joint Task Force held necessary discussion on the existing under construction and proposed inter-country power transmission lines. Both sides have agreed on expanding the capacity of the Dhalkefar-Muzaffarpur inter-country transmission line to 1,000 megawatts. Discussions have also been held in principle on having soon a separate tripartite agreement for export of 40 megawatts electricity from Nepal to Bangladesh by using India's transmission system. police have confiscated 1.3 kilos of illegal gold from Trivandrum International Airport. Trivandrum International Airport, TIA Security Chief, Deputy Inspector General of Police Arjun Chand said 54-year-old Sri Lankan citizens Kanthimati Kavaskar, who arrived at Trivandrum International Airport at 1 a.m. yesterday on the flight FZ 573 of the Fly Dubai, was arrested with the gold. The contraband was concealed within her inner garments. Further investigation into the case is said to be underway. The Supreme Court has issued an interim order directing the Nepal Airlines Corporation to not engage in discriminatory practices regarding perks and facilities for its cabin crew. In a decision rendered yesterday by a single bench led by Judge Til Prasad Shrestha, the Nepal Airlines Corporation management has been asked not to take any actions leading to discrimination against cabin crew in the allocation of facilities. The order prohibits the Nepal Airlines Corporation from terminating contracts, taking adverse actions, or intervening in the facilities for cabin crew based on their appointment status. You're listening to Radio Nepal's 8 a.m. English News Bulletin. Now on to some international updates. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken has said Palestinians must not be pressured into leaving Gaza and must be allowed to return to their homes once conditions allow. Blinken condemned statements by some Israeli ministers who called for the resettlement of Palestinians elsewhere. The U.S. official was in Qatar on his latest Middle East tour. His comments come following reports that dozens of people were killed at a refugee camp in northern Gaza. Meanwhile, the Israeli army says it has completed the dismantling of Hamas's command structure in the northern Gaza Strip. The BBC has quoted Israeli army spokesperson Daniel Hagari as saying Palestinian militants are now operating in the area only sporadically and without commanders. He claimed that Israel had killed around 8,000 militants in northern Gaza. The Israeli army spokesperson added that the Israeli Defense Forces are now focused on dismantling Hamas in south and central Gaza. Now, the general weather forecast for the country for today, according to the Meteorological Forecasting Division. The weather will be partly cloudy in the hilly areas of Kosi Province, Gandaki Province and Karnali Province, and mainly fair in the rest of the country. With this, we have almost come to the end of this news bulletin. But before wrapping up, let's have a reminder of the headlines once again. Nomination of candidacies for National Assembly election being filed today. Ruling coalition allocates seats for coalition members for the election. Nepal and India agree on 8 various topics to strengthen power transmission line system. And U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken says Palestinians must not be pressured into leaving Gaza and must be allowed to return to their homes once conditions allow. Well, that's all the news we have for this bulletin. Our next bulletin in English will be at 2 in the afternoon. You can also listen to us online at our website www.onlineradionepal.gov.np. Also, do check our English news portal at www.onlineradionepal.gov.np/English. Keep listening to Radio Nepal and have a good day.